T. Welcome back to Iraqi Dinar Alerts. Today, we re-diving deep into a question that's on everyone's mind. Why has the Iraqi dinar remained so stable, despite everything? In the fast-paced world of global currencies, staying stable is often tougher than growing. For Iraq, a nation that has endured immense challenges, the dinar stability is a hot topic. Many speculators dreamed of a dramatic revaluation, but what we've seen instead is a steady hand, even amidst global and domestic storms. They've been carefully managing foreign reserves, tightening monetary controls, and pushing reforms to keep inflation in check. So, let's explore the key policies that are keeping the Iraqi dinar on solid ground. First, you have to understand why stability is so crucial for Iraq. The economy leans heavily on oil, making it vulnerable to price swings. Political instability and regional tensions add another layer of financial uncertainty. With a private sector still finding its feet, a stable currency is the bedrock. It protects people's purchasing power, helps manage the cost of essential imports, attracts foreign investment, and, most importantly, builds trust in the financial system. That's why the CBI prioritizes stability over any aggressive exchange rate changes. So, how do they do it? The first pillar is Iraq's massive foreign currency reserves. Think of these reserves as a powerful shield for the because Iraq exports so much crude oil, it earns billions of dollars every year, and a huge chunk of that goes straight to the CBI. When oil prices are high, these reserves swell, giving the CBI more firepower. If the dinar starts to weaken, the CBI can step in and use these reserves to prop it up. This war chest also ensures Iraq can pay for imports and signals to the world that its currency is backed by real assets. The second key strategy is a controlled exchange rate. The CBI doesn't just let the market do whatever it wants. Instead, it sets a daily rate and actively intervenes to prevent wild swings. This managed system protects Iraq from the rapid depreciation and high inflation that often plague developing economies with free-floating currencies. When there's pressure from political uncertainty or a dollar shortage, the CBI responds by selling dollars through official channels and cracking down on illegal currency trading. This keeps the dinar predictable and stable. Our third point is the huge push for anti-money laundering and financial compliance reforms. For years, black market activity and weak oversight put pressure on the dinar, but recently, the CBI has gotten serious. They're modernizing banking systems to track money, requiring documentation for large dollar transfers, and increasing supervision of private banks. By cleaning up the financial system, they're choking off the illegal flow of dollars and protecting the dinar from manipulation. Fourth, the CBI is fighting inflation with tight monetary policy. A stable exchange rate doesn't mean much if prices for everyday goods are skyrocketing. The CBI works to control inflation by adjusting interest rates and managing the money supply. This ensures that the dinar holds its value within Iraq, protecting the average citizen from the corrosive effects of rising prices. And finally, let's talk about the controversial dollar auction system. While some criticize it, this system is vital for supplying the market with US dollars for imports, to prevent shortages that could weaken the dinar, and gives the CBI a direct lever to manage the exchange rate. When the dinar is under pressure, the CBI can simply increase the supply of dollars to restore balance. In conclusion, the Iraqi dinar stability is no accident. It's the product of the central bank's multifaceted strategy, massive reserves, a controlled exchange rate, anti-money laundering efforts, inflation control, and international cooperation. The CBI's goal isn't a sudden revaluation, it's about building a strong, predictable foundation for Iraq's financial future. Stability today paves the way for sustainable growth tomorrow. Have you ever wondered what's really going on with the Iraqi dinar? For years, rumors have been flying around about a sudden revaluation that could make investors rich overnight. But the real story isn't about a lottery ticket, it's about something far more important: stability. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain and look at the 9 key reasons why the Iraqi dinar has remained surprisingly steady, and what that means for the future of Iraq's economy. First, let's understand the landscape. Iraq's economy is heavily dependent on oil. The private sector is still growing, and it relies on a lot of imports. In this environment, a volatile currency would be disastrous, leading to soaring living costs and a loss of public trust. That's why the Central Bank of Iraq, or CBI, isn't focused on a sudden jump in value, but on keeping the dinar predictable and reliable. So, how do they do it? The first and most powerful tool is Iraq's massive foreign exchange reserves. States, to its oil exports, Iraq has a huge financial cushion of dollars. By promoting digital banking, mobile payments, and getting more people to use bank accounts, the CBI gains better control over monetary policy. A modern, transparent banking system is the backbone of a strong currency. Eighth, the CBI is actively fighting speculation. We all know how rumors on the internet can cause panic. Central Bank of Iraq regularly issues official statements to debunk false information, especially about re-evaluations, by managing public expectations and providing clear communication. They prevent speculators from causing unnecessary market disruptions. And finally, the ninth and most important point is the long-term strategy. Stability first, then growth. CBI's goal isn't a quick, dramatic change. It's about building a solid foundation for the future. This means strengthening the banking sector, diversifying the economy away from oil, and maintaining predictable policies. Any future increase in the dinar's value will be a slow, controlled process based on real economic progress, not on hype. So, there you have it. The stability of the Iraqi dinar isn't an accident. It's the result of a deliberate, multifaceted strategy. While the dream of a sudden revaluation captures headlines, the real success story is the CBI's relentless focus on creating a stable, predictable, and trustworthy currency. This stability is the bedrock upon which Iraq is building its to. Have you ever wondered about the Iraqi dinar? For years it's been a hot topic, with tons of speculation about its value skyrocketing overnight. But the real story isn't about some explosive lottery ticket. It's a fascinating tale of resilience and smart financial strategy. Let's break down how Iraq has kept its currency stable against all odds. First, let's understand Iraq's economy. Heavily dependent on oil exports, relies on imports for most goods, and faces constant political shifts. In this environment, a stable currency isn't just a goal, it's a lifeline. Without it, prices would soar, foreign investors would run and public trust would evaporate. That's why the Central Bank of Iraq, or CBI, focuses on stability, not speculation. So, what's their secret? It starts with a massive piggy bank, Iraq's foreign currency reserves. Thanks to oil sales, the CBI has a huge stockpile of foreign cash. This acts as a financial shield, allowing them to step in and support the dinar whenever it's under pressure. It's a huge confidence booster for international partners and ensures Iraq can pay for its imports, even in tough times. Next, Iraq doesn't let its currency float freely like the dollar or the euro. They use a managed exchange rate. This means the CBI keeps the rate within a predictable range, preventing wild swings. This policy is brilliant for a developing economy. It gives businesses stable pricing for imports, protects everyday people from sudden cost of living spikes, and stops market panic before it starts. If political news or other pressures hit, the CBI can immediately supply more dollars to the market, keeping things calm. But what about dirty money? For a long time, unregulated cash flow and money laundering were big problems, weakening the dinar. The CBI fought back hard, implementing strict anti-money laundering rules. They introduced modern digital tracking systems, demanded full documentation for large transactions, and kicked suspicious banks out of the system. These reforms have been a game changer, cleaning up the financial sector and protecting the dinar from black market manipulation. Another key tool is the dollar auction. The CBI regularly holds auctions where banks and businesses can buy US dollars for legitimate trade. This ensures there are always enough dollars to pay for essential imports, like food and medicine. It prevents shortages that could weaken the dinar, and sidelines the black market by providing a legitimate, reliable source of foreign currency. The CBI isn't going it alone either. They work closely with global institutions like the IMF and the World Bank. This collaboration helps Iraq adopt modern financial practices, improve transparency, and gain international trust. Better governance and oversight naturally lead to a stronger, more respected currency. At the same time, Iraq is modernizing its entire financial system. They're pushing for more digital payments, online banking, and the use of debit cards. Why? Because when more people use banks instead of just cash, the CBI gets a clearer picture of the economy and can manage the money supply more effectively. A modern banking system is the backbone of a stable currency. Finally, the CBI is very careful with its communication. They know that rumors about a sudden revaluation can cause chaos. So, they issue official announcements, correct misinformation, and are transparent about their long-term policies. Their goal is to manage expectations and prevent market panics driven by online speculation. In the end, the stability of the Iraqi dinar isn't magic. It's the result of a deliberate, multi-layered strategy. High reserves, a managed exchange rate, fighting financial crime, and modernizing the banking system all work together. The CBI's focus isn't on making a few speculators rich. It's on building a strong, stable foundation for Iraq's entire economy. They're playing the long game, and that's the real story worth following. Thanks for watching. If you found this breakdown interesting, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more insights into the world economy. See you next time.